Thank you for joining us on Clutch Entertainment today. My name is Philip, and I'll be talking about some key life skills that we can go over. I want to start off with a quote. If you never take risk, you will never accomplish great things. Everyone dies, but not everyone has lived. That's a quote by C.S. Lewis, and it really puts in perspective, what life is about. Having life skills gets you to where you need to go in life. I'm going to be talking about a lot of different topics of life skills and some benefits and what we need to do in order to have good life skills and to be with others. So let's get right to it. So some of the first most important topic of life skills is, I've done this in another video, but I talked about communication skills. So you want to have good nonverbal, verbal, and good body language. So you want to have good posture, good eye contact, a willingness to listen. Also, you want to have an opportunity to learn from others and to, communicate with them and tell them what your perspective is. Having the communication skills puts you in a position where you can focus your skills, where you can focus your message to others, and you can show the other person what you mean by certain things and what you're trying to do and accomplish. And in one of my last videos, I talked about networking and friendship. And communication, I'd say, is one of the top things whenever you want to do anything in life. It's how we talk to each other as human beings. It's how we put ourselves out there. It's how we make each other happy, sad, mad. It sends messages constantly to one another in life. And, we have phone, we have internet, we have, in-person conversations, we have text messages, we have email. All these different things are very important and useful in their own way, but we should never put ourselves to use one of these items. We should all use them as a toolbox. So I don't use a wrench to knock a nail into something. I use a hammer, You got to use different skills and different items when you communicate in order to get your point across and to put your message out there. The second thing I would talk about is decision making. So decision making is a huge important thing to push yourselves to certain points. If you don't make decisions in life, you're not going to be going anywhere. You're not going to be going to the next school, or you're not going to be going to the next job, or you're not going to be going to the next relationship. You're not going to go into the next friendship. So making good decisions and putting yourself out there is the most important thing as far as, getting to where your goals are. And it's a really important life skill because there can be several times in your life when you're trying to make a decision and how to discern a decision. And discerning a decision is probably the biggest part of decision making. You want to weigh out your cost, your benefits, and most of the time, if it's a big decision, like, for example, do I want to be in this relationship with someone, or do I want to enter this new job? Those are huge decisions that you need to take time, and you need to either pray about it, you need to visit like a counselor, you need to ask your family or friends for advice. Those things really put you in a better area where you'll know what to do and how to make that decision. But minor decisions in life are like, what am I going to eat today? Like, am I going to eat eggs and toast for breakfast, or am I going to eat donuts or jelly and toast? You want to make those are minor decisions, and they don't take as much discernment. So you have to consider what the weight of the discernment is and what the weight of the decision is in order to make the most successful decision possible. And if you can do these things when you make decisions, it's another great life skill in general. So I would say another good life skill is empathy towards others. So empathy plays a huge part in our emotions and how we interact with others also. Along with the communication, where empathy is more of understanding how someone feels because you've been through it. More as if sympathy, you're just feeling sorry for someone. So to empathize with someone is probably more important though, because you're putting yourself in their shoes and you're understanding what they're going through. If someone's going through something where they got injured, like say they broke their arm, and you've been through something where you broke your arm before, you can empathize and say, hey, look, I've been through that. Or for another example, say someone was in a long relationship and they broke up with someone, and you've been in a long relationship and you just got out of it, and you need to, you wanted to help them and say, hey, look, I've been through this also. Empathy is very important. It talks to someone where they're at in life, because we all need help with things, and we all need to be with one another, and we need to learn from each other. And if someone's experienced something and someone has not, and then they're going through something, and you empathize with them, they will be a more happy person in general, and they'll also learn to cope with it in their future, and because they get the support they need. Everyone needs support, even though, whether or not they're the strongest person in the world or the weakest person. Everyone needs some kind of support. People hide it more than others, but having that support system with family, friends, and working with others and understanding what people go through is a really great skill of empathy. And it kind of goes along with my next topic, is cooperation. Cooperating is working with others to achieve a common goal, and you want to always be willing to help others and to work towards a common goal. And if you can work with others, you can achieve anything, because the quote goes, 2 minds are better than one. So if you tend to work towards a certain goal with someone else, you're going to be more likely to achieve it. And one person working on something is a lot harder than 2 people. And that's why, in relationships, you have a married couple, and you have a male and a female, and they both have their own roles in the family, and they both have to work together to achieve the goal. And if it's just the man who's doing all the stuff where they just, give roses to the girl and they just treat them well and buy them things and take them out, and the girl doesn't reciprocate any kind of action, or vice versa, if the girl buys the guy a bunch of stuff and she cares to buy him things and take him out and, work a job for them. And, it goes 2 ways as far as any kind of, cooperation towards one another. And it also puts you in the position to be the most successful too. Even in a job, when you're cooperating, you're working with others and you're trying to get to a common goal to achieve what the company's goals are. So cooperating is very important. I would say another life skill is perseverance. So perseverance is something that, never giving up. For myself, I always like to quote Yoda, "Do or do not. There is no try." And that's my favorite quote from Star Wars, especially because it really puts you in Yoda's shoes, and how you could see Yoda talking to Luke, Skywalker in the movie, and saying, "Do or do not. There is no try." So basically in life, people try, and sometimes they just try, but it's about doing. It's not about trying. When you're in life, and back when I was talking about decision making, you have to take risk. Taking risk is doing, and not just trying. And if you can do things rather than just try and be like, I don't know if I can do it, it all comes into confidence. And that's the next thing I'm going to talk about, is being confident. If you can have that skill of working hard and putting yourself and telling yourself, I can do this, I can handle this, I'm enough, I can do this, it really puts you in another position where, to be successful, and feeding off others' confidence too. If someone says, yeah, we can do this, listening to others and hearing them, it makes you feel better, and it makes you want to do whatever you can do to be successful. And then the next thing I like to talk about is flexibility. So being flexible is a very important skill, because you want to be in that position to cooperate with others, like I was saying before, but you want to also, put others' needs before you. It's kind of like humility. So if someone's walking into a business, you want to open the door for them. You want to put yourself before them, and you want to be flexible. If your boss says, hey, I need you to work a 5 to 4 shift or something, like at a 9-hour or 11-hour shift or something, weigh your options. Don't always say yes, but when you put yourself in a position where you volunteer for things, when somebody asks you to be flexible, it'll make you more marketable, make you a better person overall, and it'll help some of your skills in general. And then I would say assertiveness and accountability. So you always want to put yourself towards something. Being assertive pushes us to persevere and to reach our goals. And then accountability is something to make people or others accountable for their actions, or to make themselves just in their actions. So if someone does something, you want to keep them level with you, and you want them to do the best they can do in action. And then being accountable too is very good, because if you're doing something wrong in life and somebody calls you out for it, it helps you work harder the next time you do something, and it helps you to make the right decision for decision making, and helps you to improve your skills overall for whatever you're doing. And then I would say creativity is another important skill, because we all want to be creative, and we all want to put our minds to certain things and to expand, to do new things. And doing new things and being creative in life helps you to expand your horizons and helps you to be a more whole person also. And being creative plays a part in how you feel in general. If you always do the same old thing every day, then as the quote goes, same shit, different day, it's not going to put you, or it's not going to grow. You're not going to grow anywhere. So always put yourself out there, and always put yourself to learn new things and to be someone new each and every day. And I would say the last two I have is critical thinking and common sense. So when you critically think about something, you want to make a great decision, and you want to do the best you can do. And that goes along with common sense, because common sense is more things of, you don't just use a spoon to spread peanut butter. It's a knife you use to spread peanut butter. Things that make your tool set more whole. Just like you don't put sugar on pizza because they don't mix. Common sense is a very important thing, and just like when you cough or sneeze too. You want to cough into your hands and not out, because you'll spread germs. It's just knowing the basic things in life that will help you to be a better person overall, and to help you to make good decisions, and help you to communicate, and all the other things I've said before. So thank you for watching Clutch Entertainment today, and I talked about a bunch of different life skills, and life skills play a big part in our lives, and how they're important to us is how we need to get through every day and where we need to go. So if you have any other questions, reach out in the comments below, and make sure to like and subscribe, and thank you very much, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.